Vinaka, you've tuned into Talk Business, and to all our viewers joining us from around the region, welcome to the show. This week on Talk Business, we travel down to the adventure capital of Fiji to bring you the latest developments from Fiji's fastest growing town. First up, a sense of combat as the newest attraction, the laser tag adventure, hits the tourist market, pumping up the adrenaline rush. How the pioneers of the jet ski business in the region are expanding their venture, and teeing off with a hearty meal. The new and refurbished Pearl Resorts Country Club eatery targets local market. That's all coming up in the next half hour. Just like a scene out of a video game, but it's not animated, it's in real life. And no, these aren't real guns though, it's laser tag, an innovative computerized game where you tag your opponents with a hard plastic gun that responds to lightweight head sensors to receive hits. Dave and Tanya Adams added the newest attraction to Fiji's adventure town, Jungle Skirmish, 2 months ago to offer both tourists and locals a little something different. After all, adventure sports seem to be a niche which attracts just about any age group. So how did the idea eventuate?
My husband and I travel quite a lot, and we've got 2 little boys, and they're like, oh, we're bored every 5 minutes. So when we were away, we would take them to all these amusement parks and get them to do all these sorts of interesting activities. And we thought, hang on a minute, we need to do something like that here in Fiji, And that's really how it started. It was always in the back of our minds to do it. And then we just, bought some tickets, went to Australia. The boys went out there and did their training and whatnot. And we said, yeah, let's just do it. And that's how it really started.
The specialized equipment was sought from Australia, and the tour operators underwent training to ensure the tourism venture offered the thrill of a combat-style situation. But why would a jungle skirmish sort of adventure attract locals and tourists?
I like the scenario of jungle skirmish because there are a lot of companies offering large tours where you go away for quite a while. The trek up into the hills, the jet ski, those sort of guys. We were trying to fill a niche for a shorter amount of time. If you've only got a couple of hours, you can do a session of jungle skirmish. It doesn't take all day. And that was also a consideration from the fact that if you're coming all the way to Pacific Harbour from Nandi, why not do 2 things instead of 1?
It comes as no surprise then why Pacific Harbour was chosen for the tourism venture.
We've lived in Pacific Harbour, 17, 18 years, and we've seen it grow, and we've often talked about it around the dinner table and said, we want this area to grow. We want it to grow from a tourist aspect, from a community aspect. Let's just do it. We didn't really have to think too much about it. And we thought, if we do this here, we've got all the service-siders that would have something to come to in Pacific Harbour, 30-minute drive away, on the beach. And that's really, was the plus sign for us.
Those behind the business have invested around $100,000 and risked entering the adventure tourism market to add to Fiji's growing tourism segmentation. Currently though, the target market is predominantly the locals.
The tourist, it's to a certain extent a little bit difficult because it's a group scenario, it's a group thing. You need I'd say probably 3 against 3 would be the minimum you need to make it fun. Okay, we can try and get 2s and 3s of tourists from different locations, get them together on the day, and they can play laser skirmish. But it's really tailor-made for social groups and clubs and rugby teams.
Obviously, when you're firing your weapon, you hear an audible click, you're out of ammo. The gun will then reload, taking 4 seconds. Okay, 4 seconds. All right. On the right-hand side of the button, on the gun, you'll see a black button. That black button is your fire select switch from fully automatic to semi-automatic.
There are also plans to incorporate other adventure sports soon.
Other activities you want to bring in, probably another 2 or 3 activities. That's why we called it Action Pack. That's not just about the jungle skirmish, it's about other things we intend to bring in. Some of them will be waterborne, some will be other landborne.
And do you think that's where the market lies, adventure tourism?
Sure,
or adventure sports?
I think it is. I think it is. I mean, a lot of people come over here to sit underneath a coconut tree. Right, we know that, that's great. You laze around the pool for a couple of days, but surely after 2 or 3 days, you've got to think maybe there's something more to having a holiday in Fiji than sitting around. So, yes, sure, there's got to be some other action side of it. We want to pack some action into your holiday in Fiji, that's what we want to do.
So I thought I'd give it a go too. Couldn't be that hard, right? At least I get an out-of-video game experience. And if you think you're faint-hearted and can't give it a go, well, the owners say anyone below the age of 17 can try their hand at laser tag.
I mean, you can play the full-on military style and really go for it, or you can take it a little bit more leisurely and do the stealth style whereby you hide away a lot.
When it comes to adventure sports, they say there's nothing quite like the jet ski. To feel the adrenaline pump through those veins, a ride on the water motorcycle is nothing quite like its equivalent on land. And if you're jet skiing in a beautiful surrounding with breathtaking views and crystal waters, it's a bonus. That's the concept this man has been selling for 3 decades now. Jet ski safaris was established back in the 1980s when adventure tourism was unheard of. Today, you name it, there's every kind of adventure tourism activity available to the average tourist, be it on land, water, or the air. But when this retired engineer decided to take the plunge and invest in the adventure business, he knew too well the sort of potential jet ski safaris could possess.
To start off, I only had 5 jet skis. And then we invested in the boat and we're doing some water sports and everything else. At the meantime, I bought the villa, which I brought the money from overseas. So roughly I invest about $1 million bringing money from overseas. At the present, I actually got a Fijian citizenship a few months ago, so no, I can call myself a Fijian now.
Now that's a lot of money to take a gamble on a tourism-related activity. But for Alex, it was never really about the money.
Actually, I still wouldn't recover what I actually put it in, but I enjoy this type of life.
It's not really about the money, is it?
Not necessarily, not in that respect, yes.
And so
And you got to communicate with the new customers every day, and it makes you feel good when you get a very good reference back. Especially we've been like on the TripAdvisor, most of the time #1.
Like any business, there's always a degree of risk. When it comes to a water adventure related business, it goes up a notch.
One thing we mainly depend on the weather. Certain times of the year we have to cancel, like for example last 2 months we canceled 70% of our booking due to the weather conditions. Anything over 15 knots we usually cancel the tours. Not that it's dangerous, but it's not pleasant. And a lot of people actually not physically fit, so we try to cater for everybody. In that respect, we mainly having safety as a main issue for the customers.
Then there's also the huge expenses tied down to maintenance.
I still do my own maintenance and repairs, electrical and mechanical, otherwise I wouldn't survive. That's why a lot of who try to follow me, they didn't last very long. So fortunately I'm still around and hopefully still be doing for quite a few more years.
It's expensive, is it, for maintenance and all of that?
Sure it is, because it is anything to do with the water and salt and things, is deterioration, and the spare parts. I carry about $20,000 spare parts on the shelf, so in case of the breakdowns I've got all the parts actually ready. Then in other hand, some other operators, when they have to send to dealers, it might take 2, 3, 4 weeks before they get it fixed. I can usually get it done in 1 day.
Eminoni is a tour operator who's been in the business for the last 8 years. Although he literally grew up next to the ocean, getting accustomed to the jet ski wasn't easy at first.
The first time, it's very hard. The first few weeks I've started doing jet skiing, it's very hard because a little bit scared of the ocean. On the boat, if you go on the boat, you'll be much more scared than riding the jet skis.
Why so?
Because on the boat, if you capsize, you have to swim back home. On jet ski, you capsize, you can tip it over again and continue riding.
For him and others as tour guides, as well as the villagers across the Beqa Lagoon, it comes down to bread and butter.
It's like part of the family, so the jet skis is looking after especially the locals on the island and the families.
Okay, so now to the fun part. Before we get onto the jet ski, a brief run through, as safety is a must.
Whoever is riding on the front of the jet ski, make sure he's got a lanyard attached to his left wrist. The other hand plugs into the switch on the handlebars. In case you fall off, the cut stops the engine. Otherwise you'll be chasing to go over the ocean.
Time to suit up, and in case I fall off, I have my safety gear. Knowing a little about the jet ski is also important. This here is the fun button, the accelerator, and off I go. And I tip into the water, but I'm back on the ski in no time and jetting across the lagoon again. And my cameraman Shailendra Dutt gives it a go too. The venture will soon be introducing a glass bottom viewing boat, one of its kind, to add another exciting aspect to the business.
Hola, welcome to Pacific Bar and Grill. Hope you enjoy your day.
It's a luxury establishment right in the heart of Pacific Harbour. 45 minutes out of the capital, and you think you're on an escape far out from the reach of the mainland. Well, the Pearl Resort South Pacific has made its mark as a leading tourism venture that caters to every segment of the market. And now it's pumped in resources to do up the iconic clubhouse. Tucked within the lush rainforest that defines Pacific Harbour's landscape, It's all about offering a new dimension to locals and tourists alike.
We thought with our new development happening at the Pearl, the expansion of another 132 rooms and many restaurants, the works are starting over there next week actually, and so we thought why not create something new over here and give our guests another option for dining over here as well as the local Pacific Harbour crowd.
The refurbishment ties in well with the overall $100 million construction work that gets underway at the resort soon.
It will be targeting a 5-star market. We'll have in the end about 6 restaurants, 205 rooms altogether, a huge conference facility and a marina. So it's going to make Pacific Harbour boom.
Due for completion at the end of 2015, it's expected to position the area as the ideal tourism destination within the country, enabling it to push well above its weight.
Pacific Harbour is growing dramatically at the moment with all the development happening with us, the resort down the road, real estate as well, the mines also. So we thought, why not better timing and put a new eating outlet in and so everyone can benefit from it.
Which is why a magnificent golf course as such needs an equally impressive eatery that offers that ultimate getaway experience.
It's basically a lot to do with comfort food. We're using a lot of local produce to keep the price point down. Basically, so we don't want to compete with what we already have at the hotel. We just want to offer a different product and more aimed at the Pacific Harbour residents, the Suva locals, or people who want to come across from Nandi and experience this golf course. They can come all the way and be able to have lunch and dinner and then head home.
And given the rich history of the clubhouse, the local market lies at the very centre of the establishment.
Most of our menus that we have in the hotel and at the clubhouse, we use local produce. To support the local guys around here, we buy from a lot of the farmers, the crab farm which is in the Vua, stuff like that.
Absolutely divine. Fresh, crisp, and right up the farm to the table.
Come down and give us a try. I have 18 holes on the new golf course. Well, it was not new, but it's been revamped over the last 12 months. Graham, our golf course manager, has put in a lot of hard work. We've just got 30 new carts. The greens are a lot better than what they used to, and just come and try it out.
Well, the restaurant, it's doing really, really well. If you get a chance, all the Suva crowd come out and experience Pacific Bar and Grill. Our menu is amazing from our talented chef, and the resort, it's busy all the time.
And that's a wrap for this week. We'd love to hear from you, so do send us your questions or comments. talkbusiness@fijitv.com.fj. Remember, you can view tonight's show on our Facebook page. That's www.facebook.com/talkbusiness, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel, Talk Business. Thank you for joining us. Do join us again this same time next week. Until then, have a productive week.